Volvo.
Hello Damien, it's Jason. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to find me a car that will get me to Portugal and back safely, has full air conditioning, is comfortable, has lots of space, fast and interesting. You have 1 week to complete your challenge. Good luck. This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Welcome to the Car Guys. This week a challenge has been set by Jason to find him a car to take him and his 2 boys on a driving holiday from England to Portugal. So he's going to drive all the way down. He's cleverly or foolishly bestowed upon me the challenge of finding him something to get him there and back. Anything else goes, can be any mileage, can be any year, can be any manufacturer. Find a car in a week, get it, buy it, deliver it to Jason. He does not know what car I'm picking or any of the ones I'm even looking at. So he is completely in the dark about this. I cannot wait to see his face when I deliver whatever it is that I buy. You're going to come along for the ride. I've set myself some rules about the cars that I'm allowed to look for. Number 1, it's got to be big enough to accommodate Jason and his 2 boys comfortably and a load of luggage. It's got to be relatively quick and a bit sporty. It also has to be really interesting. Budget wise, we're not going to go ludicrous, so anywhere between probably 5 and 45 is the budget that we're working to. So I've been looking mainly through Auto Trader piston heads and some specific dealers. The shortlist at the moment that I've come up with: Volvo T5R. It's the boxy estate Volvo, which they used to go touring car racing with, and it's the hot version of that. Really love the idea of that because you've got better performance, enormous space for Jason, and I've always secretly wanted to drive one and see it as well. Audi RS6 Avant, so that is the estate version of the RS6. Very modern, incredibly capable supercar with a estate body wrapped around it. They all look a little bit like getaway cars, that's the downside, but with the full body kit on, I mean, these are serious looking vehicles. Would he like that though? Would he think that's a bit too boring and predictable? Subaru Imprezas. Now obviously he's an Essex boy, so he's got to love a bit of the Impreza action. There's WRXs that we could perhaps consider. Hopefully they are completely festooned with Richard Burns or Colin McRae decals. That would be absolutely amazing to have him drive all the way down through France and Spain and Portugal in something decked out like that. Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Now, I know Jason loves these cars. I love them. We've both driven one and they are super, super hot. There's a school of thought that says the Quadrifoglio is only going to plummet and it hasn't reached that floor yet. But, I mean, what a car for 45 grand. Now, here's a quirky one. Volkswagen Phaeton. Now, I definitely know that Jason, like me, loves a Q car, an anonymous sort of super saloon with all the toys, big engine, that sort of thing. So I'm definitely going to include Phaetons in there, although they are rare as rocking horse shit. You'll almost never find a sort of W12 petrol engine, so you're probably therefore looking diesel. There's tons of 3-litre V6s, but I'd probably be looking more at the 5-litre V10. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to trawl all the classifieds and all the websites looking for cars that fit the sort of criteria I'm interested in. Then we're going to book some appointments, go and see the cars, buy something, and then we're obviously going to deliver it for Jason and watch his little face. Let's crack on, shall we? So I'm on my way to view the first car, which is a quite beautiful blue Audi RS6 Avant. This one has one careful lady owner, I bet they all say that. It's got the full body kit, it's incredibly powerful, and this is number 1 on the shortlist. So this is a real contender for the challenge. It's got all the space that Jason could want, it's in the right colour, it's got all the body kit, so it looks incredibly cool, it's exceptionally fast. This would easily cross continental Europe and would definitely do the job. quite a cavernous boot here, which should take all the luggage for the trip to Portugal. It's even got that blue stuff they put to protect the chrome. Inside, it's a great driving position. It's a proper weapon, this is. I'm pretty sure Jason would have a monumental time in this car. Downside is it's top end of the budget, so it's £40,000. There is quite a bit of depreciation to go, obviously, on the RS6. But you're going to struggle to find one that's in a better condition. One lady owner, and it actually is certified as one lady owner. What a machine. I mean, just check it out. Look at all the toys that it comes with. What do you think? Do you think this is the right one? It's very, very tempting. It's obviously at the top end of the budget, but what a car. I mean, it is an awesome amount, and let's face it, it's now half price. That is an awful lot of car for the money, but could we get something cheaper? Is there something where we could get as much performance but for a lot less money? So that was the Audi RS6. Quite impressed with it, actually. It doesn't have shift for such a big car, and it's quite a firm ride. It felt incredibly tight, really well built, as you'd expect. A real brute. I mean, that's a real contender. So on to the next one.
So now I'm getting really, really nervous. I've just had a message from Damien saying that he's gone out to look at about 3 or 4 different challenge cars today, and yeah, I'm not sure. He's got a really weird sense of humour, and he might think it's hilarious to put me in a 2CV across France, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Another day and another car dealership. I'm here in London in a place called Ashford to see one of the cars on my shortlist. A very unusual, very rare, not necessarily that favoured by most people, VW Phaeton. Always been interested to see one and get in one, and today that's exactly what I'm going to do. So what we're looking at is a 2004 Volkswagen Phaeton, the epitome of luxury, unwanted by everyone, but wanted possibly for this challenge. First time I've ever sat in one and seen one, so I'm going to get acquainted with all the controls, make sure everything works. It's a very imposing command deck. You can see it's a sort of faux cherry wood that you've got on the dashboard. It's got double glazing, so this car will never ever steam up. But look at all the toys that you've got. You've got a vast amount of, you obviously got air conditioning, you've got phones, traffic control, navigation, an enormous amount of car for the money. We're talking about state-of-the-art, every gadget that you can possibly imagine. A 5-litre V10 diesel engine with over 500 foot-pounds of torque. It is a monster, this car. Rear seats, I mean, there's a lot of legroom here, so this is going to suit Jason and his boys pretty well. Here's some evidence that maybe the previous owner had a child. Look inside here. Some wine gums. Got 4 brand new tyres on it. Service history is up to date and impeccable, and I've already checked with the service centre and it is genuine. There you go, a fairly pristine spare. Doesn't look like any of the tools have ever been taken out. I've just found here in the back of the garage is this, very, very rare. You don't see them because they're mainly only in Japan, but this is a Nissan President. Very, very special car. You never see them. It's like a sort of limousine but made by Nissan, and look, you can even, it's got it designed so that you can actually fold out the back of the passenger seat and lay flat from the back of the car, business class. So here it is, the first drive in the Phaeton. As you'd expect, it's pretty smooth, it's pretty quiet. The air conditioning's blowing cold, which is obviously quite important for Jason, and it really does shift. Considering the size of this thing, there's 42 for sale right now in the UK, and one is a V10 diesel, this one. All the others are the V6. I kind of would prefer the W12, which is the monster 6-litre petrol. Things that I noticed that are wrong on the car: the boot lid doesn't release electronically. You can do it with the key, and then you have to push up the old gas struts. That may be a simple quick solenoid fix or a fuse possibly. Slightly and more annoying is that the bonnet catch doesn't open, so therefore I can't see the engine. So that's slightly more annoying. I think Jason would probably have a lot of fun. I think the boys would get there in air-conditioned comfort. Yeah, I think this has got a real possibility. The only downside is that the RS6 that I saw is just so nice,
and I really sort of do want that as well. So it is a bit of a decision. I think Jason will like this.
Okay, so really starting to panic now. I've just had a message about an Austin Maxi. I really hope that we're not going to get anything silly. He's starting to worry me a little bit because, yeah, I think he thinks it's funny.
VW camper van, pretty original, lovely sort of pea green colour. Do you think this would get all the way down to Portugal? 3,200 odd miles? What do you reckon? Think it'll make it all the way? Maybe I'll send some pictures to Jason just to shit him up a bit. So I've just popped out here to Lymington, to Hills of Lymington, as I've seen quite a selection of cars on the internet, and they all seem to come from this one dealership. Well, really, I should have come to Hills of Lymington a lot earlier, because they have a fantastic selection of right bang on cars for this challenge. You've got the Focus RS in lurid green, proper Essex. You've got the Panamera Turbo, you've got the CLS 63, you've got the M5, and you've got the E500 Mercedes. I mean, all under one roof. How good is that? So this is an E34 M5, relatively low mileage, just on over 50,000 miles. You can't help but think these are super cool. This would be right up Jason's street. Look at that. Look at the back of the car. Absolutely stunning. And it's got all the switchgear that you'd expect of a BMW of this vintage. So this is a possible choice. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, look what I found in the corner. It's a Volkswagen Corrado VR6. These are brilliant cars. If you've never seen them or seen the performance or seen them running, they are really seriously cool. So the Panamera Turbo, this is a real contender, not because it's necessarily an amazing car or an obvious choice or that it's that quirky, but it is an supremely capable car for long distance journeys, and the boys would be cocooned in this beautiful first class cabin. This is very well optioned. If you can get past the red dials, then oh, and red dials on the chrono as well, you don't see that very often. A lot of these buttons on Panameras tend to be blanked out because they haven't specified the options, but look, pretty much all of them are proper buttons here. So you've got sports exhaust, you've got rear blinds, you've got stop start, you've got heated seats, you've got all the different sport modes that goes with the chrono pack, you've got the lift kit, you've got a very tasteful carbon fibre on this one, so that lovely bit of carbon fibre there and there, which looks great in this cabin. It's got the sunroof. Yeah, this car's got everything. This would absolutely munch the miles. And it's got screens in the back. Look at that. What an incredible place to be. This decision just got very, very difficult. Chrysler 300C? No, I don't think so. What about this? This is an Audi S4 Avant estate. Not too bad, is it? Big V8 power. Not really as fast as the RS6, but still fairly reasonable. But I think, on reflection, not powerful enough, not special enough, a bit too boring. So after careful deliberation over which one of the many cars that I've been to see from the shortlist, I have settled on two that certainly fit the bill. So now the choice is, do I get only one, or do I bend the rules a little bit and buy both and have one to play with whilst Jason's on holiday? Regardless of that though, I have bought the first challenge car. I've just paid for it and gone to collect it from its salubrious car dealership. I'm sitting in it right now. It is, of course, the VW Phaeton. Why in the name of all that is holy, Damien, did you buy a VW Phaeton? Big engine cars generally are a bit out of favour at the moment, but when you add big engine to an unloved, unwanted car like the Phaeton, which was a commercial failure, then you get very hard to find, and you also get very cheap. So everyone's a winner. So what I love about this car is it fits the quirky bill perfectly. It's ludicrously over-engineered. It didn't sell well, so there's hardly any of them. It's got a good, decent engine in it, and it's a diesel, so that will be quite economical-ish for Jason on the way down to Portugal. I love the interior, I love all the gadgets, I love the incredible build quality and luxury, because this is, remember, essentially a Bentley Continental with a very bland, bloated Passat body sat on top of it. It's big, so the boot is enormous, there's a lot of space in here. It's luxurious in here, and probably a bit of a deal breaker, it's got an audio-visual system in the back of the headrests, so Jason's boys are going to be able to watch movies all the time whilst Jason ploughs through Europe. All of this luxury, all of this engineering, all of this quality for just over £7,000. It's an absolute bargain. The only downside, I think, of the Phaeton, and this one in particular, is it's silver, and it's so boring. It just looks so boring from the outside. From the inside, it's great. There's loads of kitsch going on in here, but exteriorly, this is probably one of the blandest cars you can ever find.
Right, so I've just had this message from Damien saying, I've bought a car! I'm sure it's going to be amazing. There were a couple that were on the short list. There was one that was supposedly more interesting, and one that was safe. I don't know which one he's bought. I'm going to guess he's gone with the more interesting one. Yeah, I guess we'll wait and see. It's going to be fun.
This is the first journey in the new Volkswagen Phaeton, and I have to say I'm really impressed so far. The engine is relatively refined. It's got quite a nice bellow when you really put your foot down. I mean, this car has only done 67,000 miles, and you can really tell, I mean, everything, the steering wheel still got a lovely feel to it, all the leather is in a pristine condition, all the dials are clear, pretty much everything works. I thought the rear boot lid didn't work, but I've just tried it and it does, and you can use it from the remote as well. Feels new, everything works pretty much. This is a proper little car, this. Well, it's not little, is it? This is a proper huge car, this. And that ultra polished wood does make it feel a bit like a Lexus. One of the old Lexus, you know, the sort of LS. When you turn on the air conditioning, the dashboard opens up to reveal the vents, and then when you turn it off, it closes up so that the dashboard remains nice and clean. It's so exciting. I'm genuinely excited about showing this to Jason and seeing his reaction. I literally can't wait. I love this sort of thing. It's like giving away presents, isn't it? It's like Christmas. It's always better to give presents than it is necessarily to receive them. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this search for a car on Jason's Portugal road trip. He has no idea what car I've bought, and the next video will be the big reveal when he finds out. So make sure you tune in for that. But please subscribe, leave likes, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And there'll be more videos along soon.
Oh, the garage door's opening. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? There isn't a car there.
The challenge isn't over.
What do you mean the challenge isn't over?
There's a twist.
Oh, I don't know. Are you shitting me? Seriously? You're going to let me drive with that all the way to France? My God! I hate you. It's a bit emotional.
So